Welcome back. You're watching us here on Closing Bell. You know, it's the last trading session, and it couldn't have been made more interesting with the sudden fall that we had on the Nifty right now. Currently at, closer to the lower end of today's trading range, and it looks like selling from across the board, but more so from the Nifty Bank, which is down almost 300 points as we speak, lower on account of the weakness that we're seeing in a lot of these heavy weights. So I thought I'll walk out of my seat, walk across to where Nimesh is, and ask him what the dealing rooms are actually doing. Nimesh, whoever is working today, I mean, what explains this kind of fall?
Mangalam, I tried to speak to a couple of dealers, and the feedback is that because the volumes are low, the impact could be much higher. So maybe there could be a small basket selling, but because of lack of volumes, we've seen a vertical fall both on Nifty and on the bank Nifty. That's overall feedback. But broadly, it's been a quiet day. Barring that last 10 minutes, it was a quiet day throughout the day. The volumes are on the lower side, which is much expected as well. I guess there is a bit of traction in the mid cap and small cap. To some extent, it also explains a bit of NAV management, so to speak. So there is a bit of traction on that side, the broader indices. But from a next week point of view, there are a few important things to track. The auto sales will be important. The quarterly updates from various sectors will be important to track. And I guess that's showing up in some of the stocks as well. The likes of Titan is buzzing in trade today. The real estate stocks are buzzing in trade today. So there is a bit of preemptive buying, so to speak, in some of the stocks where there is an anticipation that the companies may report strong quarterly updates. So that's something which will be very, very focused on for the next week. I guess the sector which has been the sector of the year has been banking, and that's where you continue to see buying interest from larger institutions. So that continues in today's trade as well. I guess from a flow point of view, what will be important is the fresh allocations, I believe, will start, the big allocations will start in mid-Jan for emerging markets and for India. So that will set the tone as far as the FI flows are concerned. But I guess the fall what we saw today was lack of depth and a bit of maybe a small basket buying. That has led to a sharp fall in the last 10 minutes.
That explains it. Lack of depth and maybe a small basket selling could have impacted the markets so much lower. But it's the last trading day of this year. Have you managed to find some stocks that will be in focus?
Actually, I've managed to, and I think, what I want to do is maybe I want to just end this, year on a high note. So I'm hoping that one of the stocks which I'm going to mention will turn out to be true in the days to come. So the first stock in my radar today is Axis Bank. Within the financial names, it's in the green but relatively underperforming. And there is supply, constant supply coming in that particular stock from a leading FI. So again, in today's trade, the feedback is there is a small selling pressure in Axis Bank. So that's the first one. The second stock is Kotak Bank, and this is going to be interesting. Again, for this year, the stock has relatively underperformed the banking stocks, and there has been constant supply as well. Now, there is a feedback that maybe a large block is expected very soon in Kotak Bank. So that is something to track next week. And a leading FI is expected to be a likely seller. So Kotak Bank will be a very important stock to watch in the next week or next 10 days, so to speak, before the earnings season. So that's the second one. And the third one is Uniparts. Again, a new listing, just got recently listed. Marginally below the issue price, but at these levels, I believe some HNI investors have turned active buyers, and they're looking to accumulate at lower levels. So Uniparts is largely on buy flows at HNI desk, and some leading HNIs buying into that stock in the last few days. You managed to
bring out 3 stocks on the last trading day. And Nimesh, you said high note, and that gave me a cue because we've been asking you, to just hum a couple of lines. I won't do that. I won't put you on the spot here. It's the last day of the year. What's your resolution for the next year?
The resolution is simple. Just want to work more harder on work as well as on fitness. I think that's something which has hit me now, that I want to be more and more fitter like you guys.
Okay, work harder at work and fitness as well. You guys have any resolutions that you all have planned?
Can't top Nimesh's work harder, man.
Nimesh, you really want to work harder?
Nimesh really set a high